Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Growing Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is January 30th of 2024. It's Tuesday morning. It's 38 degrees Fahrenheit or 3 degrees Celsius at 7:45 a.m. on a cloudy, damp, misty type morning. Well, it feels like a little mist in the air, but other than that, right now I got 16 down and 17 to go. So we're going to repot. We're starting repotting number 17 of the 33 Poinsettias. We're using the mix from the pot from where I got the points in, because it's still good. I trimmed them all back, as you can see. I don't know if you can see them there, but there's still more there. So, how did I trim them and how did I pot them? Well, here's the one that I did already. It's a forest type, but a little peat on the bottom, a little Peace River gravel, little house with the fisherman sitting inside contemplating on what fish to catch today. So let's put this guy over here. And today I'm just going to use an old ordinary pot. Excuse the mess, I've been working like crazy down here. And Scott from Let's Do Bonsai, what's her name again? The one from Sherlock Holmes. I can't think of her name. She reminded me a little bit of paper. That's all I stuck in there was a paper towel. And look, it holds in good. If you shake it, it leaks a little bit, but who cares? It still can spray. But I'm not going to spray these because I don't want to get them inside there any worse. Mrs. Hudson. Is it? Tom, you're losing it. What are you gonna do? I'll think of it. Because today's Tuesday night, detective night. I'm gonna put on Sherlock Holmes. So let's get this all out the best we can here. I have to use my steak fork knife that they use for barbecue. This is the best one I got for taking out all this soil and roots. We're going to expose the trunk on it. I know you don't want to see me doing all these other poinsettias, but I'll do some and then show you what I did once I get them done. They had more poinsettias for me, but I couldn't take any more. I had so many, it wasn't funny. Okay, so we got all this. Even with some of the roots in there, it's still good. Okay, Tom, what'd you do with your bowl? Over here. I'm just gonna stick it in the bucket because I got the other soil in there. And I'm just gonna mix it up before we repot it. So let's put it here and get some more of the old roots and stuff out of there. And just jiggle in there. And how did I cut all these? I cut them all late at night, around 10 o'clock in the evening. And we're going to prune this one so you can see how I did it. And I used my paper towel. And I dried the edges. And with this being in the basement and damp and everything, it really helped them to not have the sap flow as much. There we go. Now you can see the root system on this. I mean, that's a root system and a half. I'm going to take my shears for pruning the roots. I'm going to take all these curlicues roots out. Just like that. I've got another one here going around. This one dipping down, nice fat one. This one going straight, but it started to dip. So let's just get them down and out. Now we'll take these roots out and mix up the rest of the soil. We got some more roots going, these kukuriku roots going around and around. This one going out and down. But that's because they're in a pot, but it's a good, healthy root system. And just cut off as many roots as we can to get it started. This one's a nice, healthy root. You can see that. I mean, these roots in the pots are really developing good. They got a nice root flare on them. And this will fit real nice in here. I probably can cut these back a little bit more. Just like that. Put that one there. Do right through a piece of wood. Cut this downward spacing root right here out. Cut this one back a little more. This one. So now we got a root base that should fit into our container. Let's put this on the side for now. And it's just an old container. And I got it to fit about there. That should work out pretty good. And we're going to prune this once I get it into the pot. Take my paintbrush. Get all the excess soil out of there. Because I think we'll keep the trunk about here and we'll cut it. There we go. Just like that. And I got my peroxide because that's what I was doing when I was cutting them. So before we put that in, let me get my paper towel. Yeah, I kept them over here so I wouldn't forget. Kept the roll. And like the sign says, bless this mess because it is a mess today. What are you gonna do? So, we gotta get into here close. Right over here, we're gonna cut this branch out. And this one for now. So, Mr. Tom, what'd you do with your ironwood tools? I'm gonna dip it in peroxide. I'm gonna cut this one back all the way to here. And then cut this one. That's all that off. And then I'm gonna take my toenail clippers and dip them so I can get it closer. And get this one closer. Toenail clippers to get them in real close. Well, that's what I call them. Everybody else calls them something different, but what are you gonna do? Get that off so don't stain it. And then, whatever sap is there, I'm going to dry it. Because that's what I do with each cutting when I did it. I know it took a long time for me to cut these, but that's what I did. And I take all that sap and dry it off if there's anything there. And you notice there's not much leakage because they're more in a dormant state because of where they were kept and with the cold and everything. So I don't know, I tried a couple of these to see if I can root the cuttings, but I don't know, we'll see. I got so many. I just hope a couple of them grow. So let's put this out of the way so I don't step on it. I got this all mixed with my soil knife. I mixed it all up and a little bit more perlite in there. Okay, let's put this over here. Get our cups going. Yes, I got my old screen in there. I didn't clean it because I don't know if it'll grow. I'm going to wipe off my ironwood. And they suggest lemon oil, or 3-in-1, I think they said, to keep your ironwood tools lubricated. So now I know I have to read. So let's put that in. Get our soil in there. And you can see it's pretty damp from what they were in. And then of course our micos. Rubber bands, stay there so I can find you. And yes, this thing does mist good. I love this thing. It's got a good mist. I'm glad Mrs. Hudson, that's her name, and she was on the naval treaty. A little bit of paper. Who cares about getting so excited over a piece of paper when they found the naval treaty? There we go. Just like that. And we'll cut some of them roots that are coming out of the pot a little more. There's my rubber bands. Got to keep them on a piece of white paper so I can always find them. And my landscape show is coming up Friday, so I can't wait to go. Me and my buddy Jerry are going down there and checking it out. We got that out. And I'm going to get a little mound in the middle. Get the roots into the micos real good. Get a mound in the middle. Get any air pockets out. Get that around there. We can see a couple of roots coming out there. So I'll take our just designated shears for cutting the roots. I don't know what I did with my other ones. I'm still cleaning. What are you gonna do? Okay, cup. Where's my cup? Let's put it in. Put it in. Yeah, I was reading too that the Native American Indians on trees and their plants and stuff, they used to use mud because they never had cut paste. Never heard of cut paste. I think they're the inventors of cut paste. They just used mud and it sealed in the wounds on the trees and helped the trees get off to start. That was pretty good. Well, they're smart cookies, I'll tell you that. There we go. Fire it in, fire it in. Fire that chopstick into those roots, the nice thick roots we got in there. Get your fingers in there. Get it nice and going. Let's get some more soil out. Don't forget in the spring, when we start having garage sales and stuff, or if you go to TJ Maxx or Michael's or the thrift store, look for some old turntables. They probably call them Lazy Susans, I don't know. But they work. Okay, let's get this back more. Just like that. In, clean the pot off. Yeah, I'm gonna take a rock to clean the pot off, Tom. Nice thinking, buddy. There we go. Don't forget, get those air pockets out. Don't be afraid to push your fingers into the pot. Don't be afraid. Not gonna hurt the roots. They're resilient. They'll grow. And with the micos, it'll give them a nice head start going there. Okay, now we'll fill this one up with some more soil. We'll get our spoon. I love this spoon. Easy to help me get into stuff. Get that in there. Just like that. Don't be afraid. Tackle it, especially when you get free ones. Nothing to be afraid of. I find that by touching the cuttings with the paper towel really helps soak up that sap, because the sap is detrimental to the plant itself. That's why I guess where they grow, if something breaks off and the sun hits it, it dries up that sap right away. And if you're allergic to the sap, wear gloves. Definitely wear gloves. So there we go. Let's put this over here. Take my paper towel. And you can see how nice they dry up, especially if you do it at night and when they're in a dormant state. Well, they weren't dormant, they were all full bloom, but you can see these are starting to grow too. So I'm going to have to repot these soon. I don't think you guys want to see me potting all poinsettias all the time. Once you see one, you know what I'm doing here. So, what can I do to dress it up? I know what we'll do. First, let me cover up the peroxide. I use that to clean off the sap. All I'm going to do is put some of my Peace River around the tree. Just like that. I'm not going to put nothing else there because I want this the moons to dry, because I just cut them. These I cut and I put peat moss down there. I just put the peat moss with the Scott's Mister, and it really did a nice little scenery there. So just put that there. Just like that. And then if I get anything from the landscape show, I'll show it to you. Sometimes they'll let you buy a couple of trees, but it's mainly wholesale. But sometimes a guy's willing to let a tree go. But we'll see what they got. We'll see what they got. There we go. Just like that. How do you like that? Perfection. Perfection. No, not really. Just something nice to look at. Yeah, let me get my rocks. Can we put a rock in there? Just to dress it up. Get my ironwood tool out of the way. Yeah, I thought I was going to use this, but that was too close. That's why I had to use a needle nose. And we can put a little piece of dragonstone here. Just work it in. The gravel next to it, so it looks like it's embedded in there. And what can I put in there? I don't have no little aminals. Animals. Nothing small. I have to dig all my stuff out. Oh, we can put a little elephant in there. One of Mr. Elephant's relatives. Little baby elephant there. Let's get Mr. Elephant and water everything in. Get this out of the way. There we go. Nice and tidy. And we'll get some more of our gravel in there. And we'll go from there. So, not to make a long story short, or a short story long, get some free points, go for them. Points are on sale, go for them. I got points coming out of my ears today. But that's good. They wanted to give me more, but I said I got room for them. I don't have room anymore. But I shall plant the rest of them, and then I'll show you an update on how they look. But you can see the fantastic roots on these poinsettias with that peat moss and the perlite that they were growing in. These roots took off. That's why I kept a lot of that soil and just repotted it in the same soil, because I bet you there's a lot of beneficial bacteria in there for them. And then I'll just take my my label, mark it in pencil when we planted it, and then we'll go from there and see if it grows. So, give it a shot. You got nothing to lose. And I got it in a little dragon pot. And this is what my my son's wife did for me. And this label's been on there outside for over 4 years already. And look how nice it is. Because you know what the Lunar New Year is? The year of the dragon. So that's pretty good. If I had a little dragon, I'd have put it in there. But our little elephant will be in there, keeping an eye on our little tree. And there we go. So it's Tuesday. Time for a little bit of Sherlock Holmes today. If you get a chance to watch them or listen to an old-time radio show, or Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce, or some of the old other Sherlock Holmes shows. I can't remember other names of all the other guys that played it, but they were pretty good from the 50s and stuff. So you take care, everybody. Have a good day. Enjoy a cup of tea on a rainy, dismal day. You know what that means? We can get some work done inside the basement. I got fish tanks to clean. I got a lot of stuff to do. Look for pots. Maybe I'll just take them out and put them in an individual pot and let them take off and see how they grow. You never know. We'll give it a shot. Or cut it in half and make our own little bonsai pot. I don't know. I got to get the old brain going. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.